Hello and welcome to Wonder WhyZ. My name is Suham and in this video, we are going to talk about Boruto manga chapter 59. Because the full spoilers are finally out, courtesy of Organic Dinosaur on Twitter. But before that, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's begin the video. Now interestingly enough, this chapter actually does not contain Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, Naruto or Sasuke panels at all. Like they do not appear at all. This is definitely a Kawaki and Amado centric chapter, and that is pretty evident with the entire shenanigans that are unfolding here in the spoilers. I know a lot of people might be a little agitated by this, but I'm fine. I'm honestly fine with it because the Kawaki stuff here are pretty interesting, and after seeing all of these spoilers, my theory about Amado is getting more and more confirmed at this point. If you all are interested about it, then please do watch it. Links are in the description below. But let's not talk about it here. I'm going to probably make a separate follow-up video talking about that particular theory because there are some more additional things which I want to talk about it, especially in relation to this particular chapter and how Sumire is basically calling out Amado because of his dubious nature and his extra motives, different motives behind the scenes. But before that, this chapter actually contains a flashback of Tiny Code choking upon Tiny Kawaki, and here it basically talks about Code having his jealousy over Kawaki as to how he was the person who was chosen by none other than Ishiki Otsutsuki, the person whom he considers to be a god. So that entire aspect is kind of explored here, and Kawaki is basically having a bad dream, a nightmare about this particular thing, and he wakes up to find Amado and Sumire beside him. And Amado basically asks him nonchalantly that, "Are you still getting nightmares of Jigen beating you?" To this, Kawaki says that no, that has stopped for now, but now the main dreams which he's getting is in relation to Code, and this directly leads to a conversation about Code and how Kawaki had suggested to Boruto that they should try to each the karma of Boruto upon Code, and Amado basically wonders here if this can actually be done or not. Theoretically it's fine, it might be done, but the process involved here is very difficult because Code is very strong now. He is immeasurably strong now, and if his limiter is actually broken, he cannot be stopped at all. And after Kurama's death as a result of the battle against Ishiki Otsutsuki, Naruto is definitely nerfed now, and Amado doubts if Naruto can actually hold his own against Code now in a 1 vs 1 scenario. Therefore, Amado tells Kawaki to not seek about these alternative measures and directly go forth with brute force. They need force, they need power in order to take down Code once and for all. And for this, Amado even calls out to Kawaki for wanting more power subconsciously, and as a result, his subconscious desire for karma now, which was pretty evident in the last chapter as well, when we saw Kawaki subconsciously raising his arm in order to basically absorb Boruto's Rasengan. So these all things are kind of hinting us towards a time skip and how he's eventually going to get the karma once again. Because of the time skip, we already know that Kawaki gains them, but the most important question here is how. But after all of this, we get a switch back to Code and Ada, who are still talking about their current plan and what exactly they want to do next. Code wanted to kill Kawaki, but because Ada wants Kawaki, he's not currently on Code's hit list. But Naruto is done for because Code is definitely going to tackle upon Naruto. He's the person who killed the god whom he worships in the form of Ishiki Otsutsuki. Therefore, Code wants his revenge upon Naruto and all the things that are going to unfold here in relation to Sasuke, Boruto and the other characters as well. Moreover, Ada also reveals some interesting information here. She tells Code that he cannot actually reveal the information about Ada, otherwise Kawaki will actually go on to hate Ada, something that she does not actually want. I wonder how this is going to impact the overall future scenario if the side of Konoha does not actually know about Ada and her clairvoyance abilities. And she also reveals finally here that she is not really powerful enough in a battle scenario because she only is able to utilize some basic taijutsu moves. Her major power here is definitely the clairvoyance, basically making her a hacks machine, and therefore she is going to become the ears and eyes for Code as long as he is going to behave as a knight. This entire word really reminded me of ReZero for some reason. I think maybe it's the same, reference in a way. But after this, the scene changes and Kawaki is now out and he's on the street, but he definitely has an outburst. He has a mental outburst in a way, and because of this, the normal civilians of Konoha are kind of worried about it, and Shigadai spots this in the background and he moves him away from the crowd and talks down to him, and basically this is a very heartwarming scenario. He says that because the Nanadaime has accepted him, he should be proud of who he is, and Konoha is definitely his home now. He should not be worried about all of these things. This is a really beautiful conversation, something which I was not really expecting to see, especially recently how we saw in the anime where Shigadai was not trusting Kawaki. So this entire conversation is really great. But on the other hand, there is Amado who says something very interesting, because according to Amado, even though the karma is off of Kawaki, he is still a dormant Otsutsuki. The Otsutsukification has been done, it cannot really be undone in any matter or form. It's just that the entry or exit point from the vessel of Kawaki has been removed in the form of the karma, but still the fact remains that Kawaki is indeed the vessel of Ishiki Otsutsuki. It's just the ability to tap into this particular power is gone now, and Amado basically says that he's going to construct a new karma for Kawaki in order to utilize this particular power. Something is obviously not right here, and Sumire even picks this up and she's really worried about all of these things. She even calls out Amado in the very end, saying that he's definitely having some ulterior motives, and to this Amado has a very interesting reaction to say nonetheless, because he says that you should have kept quiet and kept observing me till the very end. Now that you have spoken, I basically know that you are keeping a watch upon me, and in the end he savagely calls out to Sumire as an idiot. So this entire conversation, I mean, damn, honestly damn. And I'm going to talk about Amado more in my future videos. In the meantime, you can definitely watch this particular video as to why I feel like Amado is a totally different alien species, and I'm going to expand upon this later on, so stay tuned for that as well. Now on the other hand, we head back to Ada and Code, because there's a third person who is introduced here, who is none other than Daemon. He is the biological brother of Ada, and there are some pretty interesting things going on here. There's a really comical panel here where he's actually legit riding upon Code as a horse, and Daemon is actually revealed to be the second knight of Ada. And because he is the biological brother of her, he is not going to be affected by Ada's abilities. And he also has some very hacks power-ups, because he can basically understand and intensify the murderous intent of his opponents, and he can reflect all of these attacks before the enemy is even able to attack these. So basically, if you have a murderous intent and if you are about to attack this character, he is going to reverse this attack and attack you before you are even able to do that particular move. It's a very hacks ability, and right off the bat, even in this spoiler video, I'm going to say you that this is definitely a matchup for none other than Mitsuki. This is the perfect matchup for him, and I'm calling it right now, right here. Daemon is going to be the end villain for Mitsuki to appear. This is going to be very interesting to say, especially because of the implied Sage mode. Also, Daemon is definitely giving me the vibes of Pride from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What do you guys think about this particular character? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Moreover, I'm obviously going to talk more about Daemon in my upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that as well. Now, obviously Daemon, if you all know about computers, this is a background process. I'm wondering what's next. Are they probably going to use JavaScript or maybe Linux for the name of the next cyborg, if copyright is not actually an issue? So yeah, things are looking pretty interesting. Obviously, no Boruto, Naruto, Sasuke or Sada in this particular chapter, which is kind of sad, but I guess it's fine. Kishimoto is definitely developing the character of Kawaki at this moment, and I am obviously really happy to see the interaction that he has with none other than Shikadai, a character whom I really respect a lot. Moreover, I know it's kind of unfortunate, but still no interaction or no mention of Kashin Koji or Orochimaru for that matter. I guess we'll have to wait more for that particular thing. And as I said you all in the past as well, I was right that this chapter is not going to contain the time skip. I don't even think next chapter is going to contain the time skip. My prediction at this moment is from chapter 62 to chapter 65. I feel like the time skip is going to happen in that particular time frame. So anyway, this is all we have currently for Boruto Manga Chapter 59. Obviously a massive shout out to Organic Dinosaur on Twitter. Thank you so much to her for giving us all of these different things. So that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, please join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features, and also join our Discord server as well. We have a lot of discussions in relation to anime, manga and more. With that being said guys, this is Wonder WhyZ, and I'll see you soon on the next one.